And a very good afternoon to you, and welcome back here to Kingspan Breffni Park. It's all hilarity here because I'm joined by Mary McBride, of course, and Ian Cooney to look ahead to this semi-final. Very quickly, though, it is the Glendimplex Premier Junior semi-final for the right to play Laois on the 10th of August. I'm going to start just because in alphabetical order with Armagh. Mary, as the liaison officer here today, your girls are back in contention, third year in a row. Needing to make that step, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we played up in Division 2 this year, and you know it's a step up. It's where we want to be. We've been in Croke Park 4 years ago. We've been in the last two semi-finals, and we're eager to get over the line today to make another trip to Croke Park. You know,
would that? You know, is that something that maybe for the Camogues and everything within your county would be a huge step, like getting there and contesting that All-Ireland final again?
Absolutely. It'd be great for Armagh Camogie. You know, Armagh Camogie is flourishing at the moment. We have 17 clubs and 2 new clubs on board now. You know, so it's flourishing at the moment, and it's just really to raise the profile of the game in Armagh. We have such a talented bunch of girls here out going to play in front of us today, and, you know, just want to do it for our county.
Yeah, well, thanks, Mary, indeed, and the best of luck to Armagh. Ian, for Roscommon, again, you know, maybe went through a bit of a lull trying to get back again to maybe at a stage where, you know, they're representing their county and maybe representing their county in the All-Ireland final.
Yeah, it's a big game for Roscommon, obviously. You know, there was a fair gap between the teams when they met in Lisnamolt. I think there was 11 points between the teams, but Roscommon would like to think that they've, you know, improved a small bit from that. And Mary Grehan is over the team this year. You know, very proud Roscommon woman, and she will get every last ounce of energy out of this team. And I suppose from a Roscommon perspective, you know, the challenge is, can they bridge that gap? I mean, they've played Armagh and Laois a couple of times this year, and there's been a significant difference between the teams. So, you know, that is the challenge. Can Roscommon, you know, get to the level that I suppose that Armagh and Laois, who have been the two standout teams in the championship, can they get to that level and put a performance in today?
But that's probably Roscommon are the nearest team though to the next to Laois and Armagh, so they're probably the ones, if there was to be a fly in there, I mean, they could be the ones that could cause an upset.
Well, I'm sure Mary Grehan and her management team are hoping that. I think she has always highlighted that, you know, when they've played the likes of Laois and Armagh this year, the difference has been the first touch of those top teams. And, you know, Roscommon are a very young team and an inexperienced team, and they have to try and get to that level to be physical, to you know, have that first touch spot on. And if they can do that today, I think you know, they'll give Armagh a game.
Right, well, that's Ian Cooney. Mary McBride, thanks for joining me this afternoon, and the best luck to both Armagh and Roscommon. I'm heading back up the commentary position. We'll bring you the teams, no changes, so we're expecting a good cracker here between Roscommon and Armagh. And welcome back to Kingspan Breffni here in Cavantown for the Glendimplex Premier Junior All-Ireland Camogie Championship semi-final for the right to play Laois in that final in Croke Park on Sunday the 10th of August. Teams are Armagh and Roscommon, and both line out as selected, with Kiri Devlin of Grainmore in goal for Armagh. It's Maeve O'Hare, Gemma McCann and Lucy Loughran, the full back line. Michelle McCone, Alana McEntee and Emer Hayes are the half backs. At centre field it's Grace Gaffney and Ciara Hill, the captain. Emer McGeary, Katie Convey and Niamh Forker are the half forwards, and the full forward line made up of Karina Doyle, Sinead Quinn and Rachel Murray. Roscommon also unchanged from the programme. It's Michaela Fallon of Oran in goal, Michelle Rogers, Mairead Lohan and Aideen O'Brien, the full back line. Hannah Murray, Nick Dermida and Sinead Mannion, the half back. Centre field, Sally Bulger and Lily Murray. It's Celine Gackwin, Sarah Dooley and Tara Nocton, the half forwards, and it's Ciara Kilcommons, Rachel Fitzmaurice, the captain, and Una Kelly, the full forward line. Our match referee, Simon Redmond from Dublin. Stand by Enda Loughnane from Galway. The line, Paul O'Neill from Antrim, who's over on this side as we look at it. The fourth official, Ronan Carr from Dublin, and Nadine Murphy also from Dublin is the fifth official. It's Armagh that will attack the country end. It's the town end for Roscommon. Straight away Sarah Dooley trying to get in there, but the referee said foul committed, and it was Armagh just at a little bit at sixes and sevens. Bit of hot potato for Roscommon. They just couldn't get clean possession, and that was an opportunity. Don't forget, after 48 seconds, Laois got a goal at the start against Wicklow. It ultimately gave them a platform to build on, and it ended up 1-5 to 3 points. A break in play there as number 2 Maeve O'Hare from Ballymacnab is tended to. Better say hello to a very special young lady, Lila Clark from St Malachy's in Armagh. 13 years of age, has just finished treatment for cancer, and she's here with us today. I know some of her family are watching and listening, so we pay fair play to Lila after coming through a really tough time as Armagh tried to get down and be strong here against this Roscommon defence, but Simon Redmond has called a halt. He's going to call it back, even though that ball went over the bar. The whistle had gone just before that strike went in. Don't forget, Laois very, very impressive in their performance in the first game. You know, Wicklow, it probably told that it was their first Premier Junior semi-final in their history. Laois meant business, 4-15 to 3 points. So you're watching the action here on the Camogie Association YouTube channel. We have 3 teams in Croke Park on the 10th of August already. 2 are from the Midlands, Laois and Offaly, and Kerry are there as well. Will it be Armagh? Will it be Roscommon? Let's see how things progress then. Just off the D. And that strike for Armagh goes over the bar as they attack the scoreboard end here then. As I mentioned to you, that point from who else but Rachel Murray. So 2 minutes gone. So 2 minutes gone as that ball breaks. Mary Grehan, of course, legend in Roscommon. The Grehan family, of course, big in Roscommon GA. Urging this team on, and a foul committed there on Lily Murray, and it's going to be a chance for their number 12 Tara Nocton from Athleague. Roscommon, of course, got to the very Division 3 final, lost out to Laois. Armagh were relegated from Division 2A, playing against stronger teams, obviously, as that ball goes in, left behind Kerry Devlin, right on the line, but the umpire said that that ball had gone over the bar, on over the line, and Kerry Devlin, just maybe the flight of it or whatever, there's no sun really, there is a brightness in the sky, but just fell down between her feet and crossed the line. She did get a scoop away on it, but that is a fortuitous effort, but Tara Nocton won't care. It's a perfect start for Roscommon after 3 minutes of action here, and we saw what an early goal did to the previous game. Roscommon now here to make up the numbers. Armagh looking to get back to Croke Park. Ball out over the line, says Paul O'Neill, the Antrim official. Paul, a busy man the last week, was in Seadrill St Conleth's Park last week for the intermediate semi-finals here today in Kingspan Breffni. We're in Cavantown, the fabulous venue here in Cavantown, as Armagh tried to build with Katie Convey, giving it over to Rachel Murray. Rachel is the danger woman, of course, for this Armagh team, flighting that ball in, batted away. It had to be batted away strongly by Michaela Fallon. Of course, the Fallon name, big name within Camogie circles in Roscommon. And a number of the Fallons have, of course, been on the Roscommon team. As this ball worked out into the hand of Sinead Quinn, a danger player. A lot more expected of Sinead. Sinead has been around now a couple of years, was a young player bursting onto the scene, had a fantastic performance, if I remember rightly, in an All-Ireland semi-final a couple of years ago, and put her name out there. But now she's probably one of the elder players. Armagh have obviously lost a few players, and changes have happened with players retiring and everything like that. Of course, no Donnellys on this starting 15. As that ball went in there from Rachel Murray and out to the right and wide with 5 minutes of play gone. So puck out comes from Fallon, drops and picked up by Convey. Giving it over here now to our number 10, Emer McGeary. McGeary from Madden, still going, bearing down and goal, have a strike. Fallon bats it away, it's still there. Emer McGeary followed it up. And could we have a bit of a goal fest here? Ball is in the back of the net. Into the 5th minute. Wow. Goal for Armagh, following in on her own strike. Maybe Fallon could have got a better bat away on that, but the strike fell back into the hands of Emer McGeary, and you'd have to credit her for not giving up on the original shot and following it in. Ball has gone over the line on the far side, says Enda Loughnane. Number of Galway officials here today. There was 2 involved with the other semi-final, 1 here, and there's 3 Dublin officials involved with this. Simon Redmond, a very experienced, of course, camogie referee. As that ball breaks in for Roscommon, but again, Kiri Devlin leaving that ball drop, but the referee says it's a penalty. I think he saw the hold inside. What a game this is starting to be. And he said, yeah, there was a pull there. As that ball dropped in on the edge of the square, look and see the replay. It was a long flighted ball in and a bit of a tussle going on. And I think the Roscommon player was trying to say to the referee, yeah, I'm being held here. She had her 2 arms out. But, wow, this is some start. A bit of a difference to what we saw in the first semi-final. And maybe this game isn't as predictable as people thought. Tara Naughton then got the first goal up against Kiri Devlin. Going to have a strike off at this guy. It's it high. Off the crossbar it comes. Roscommon in there, but Devlin makes up, I suppose, for that first effort. Gets up all the way, but the shot coming in from Roscommon's 13, Kira Kilcommons. She puts it to the right and wide. The Armagh crowd happy with their defensive display there to be able to block that away. So penalty given, but save from Kiri Devlin, and then she got it away. So this game really is proving that, well, you can't read a whole lot into the group stages. 3-14 to 1-9. Armagh won that game on the first day out. In fact, as it turned out, the group stages, the first day out for the 4 teams were in the semi-final. They each played each other. And here they are now gone, with 7 minutes gone at Kingspan Breffni, as Armagh come hunting again. As he said, will we have a goal fest? Ball is back in the hands here of Niamh Forker. She's pulled that though to the left and wide. Lots of pressure, lots of tension it would seem out there. And as he said, after about 15 minutes, you know, Leisha had started off well, got a goal, and they built on that. It was 1-5 to 3 points, but then just that was the last score Wicklow got after 14 minutes. As again, Simon Redmond, the one thing he seems to be spotting is pulls off the ball, and he's calling a free in there. And it's going to be a free for Armagh. Sun now coming out here at Kingspan Breffni. Hopefully the rain holds off. There are ominous enough clouds over to our left hand side. But here at Kingspan Breffni, Armagh and Cavan, I suppose in the betwixt and between, didn't have too far to travel. Knowing from a good few weeks ago, of course, that this semi-final doubleheader, his ball is dropped in again. Fallon gets a better strike away. And the goal mouths are busy. When you look at Aideen Lowry, he didn't have a whole lot to do in the first semi-final, as that ball is dropped in by Armagh's number 13. And that ball has gone out to the left and wide by Karina Doyle. But is he calling back? Yeah. So whistle went there after that ball was waved wide, and it's been marked here by Paul O'Neill. Free going to be taken by Rachel Murray. Rachel has a free after 2 minutes and a wide. This, of course, is the Glendimplex Premier Junior All-Ireland Camogie Championship semi-final. Murray trying to bring Armagh back to Croke Park, puts that ball over the bar, and she will be the leading lady, and it makes it 1-2 to a goal, and that's after 9 minutes of action here. Penalty save as well from Kiri Devlin. This ball breaks off of wing back there, Michelle McCone from Ballymacnab. Again, just giving a shout out to Lila Clark from St. Malachy's. Has been through a tough time lately. 13 years of age, has finished up treatment for cancer, and hopefully for Lila, health and happiness ahead. She's here with us today, but I believe family and friends tuned into us watching the action here. So welcome to Kingspan Breffni as the ball went out over the line. It's judged to be a Roscommon ball. Manager PJ O'Mullen for Armagh. You'll recognise him, of course, having brought Derry all the way to success. Intermediate Championship as Armagh come out. Ball breaks and trying to drive on here now is Sarah Dooley, but she's robbed of that, and a chance for centre-back Alana McEntee to come out from Crossmaglen. Advantage being played. Ball is going to be picked up by a Roscommon player and going to be called back. Looks like Ciara Hill, the captain, is complaining, and referee having a chat with Sally Bulger. Sally fairly robust there in that scenario, and referee Simon Redmond just having a word with her, just checking on Ciara Hill, the captain for Armagh. Gives us a chance to take a breather, because what a swashbuckling opening 10 minutes. The opening score came from Rachel Murray free, and then we saw Roscommon with a goal. Tara Naughton lobbing in a long ball. Kiri Devlin let it fall from her grasp. It hit one of her boots and over the line, even though she looked like, I thought she got a clearance, but the umpire was right there and he awarded the goal. Subsequently though, Armagh in essentially the next attack, Emer McGeary followed up after an shot was saved by Michaela Fallon. She knocked the ball to the back of the net, but then Roscommon got through and got a penalty, but it was saved as here come Armagh again trying to hunt out an opportunity. It's their full forward Sinead Quinn jinking and jiving as she turned it over the bar. She has, and that's a very mature score from Sinead Quinn, the Derry News player. Makes it 1-3 to a goal, and they have I suppose steadied the ship now, you would say, here after 12 minutes. So All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship semi-final brought to you by the Camogie Association and Glen Dimplex. So don't forget, tickets at camogie.ie if you want to be in Croke Park on the 10th of August. And hopefully people heed Brian Malloy, the Uachtaráin, and come out and support. The challenge has to be on to people within their counties to bring teams and young players and whatever to Croke Park on that day. As that ball hops inside, and well read and good control there by Maeve O'Hare. There's a long ball up along the wing where Grace Gaffney is onto this, the Middletown player, trying to find Mary now, who's jinking and jiving back onto her right, will favour the strike. It's a nice little sandwich up and over the bar from Rachel Murray. That's her first from play. It's her third overall. 12 and a half minutes gone, and she has 3 scores, and she brings Armagh onto 1-4 to a goal. So Roscommon now haven't really threatened since that penalty save, and that's now 6 minutes ago. So need to get their hands on this ball. Michaela Fallon then trying to drive that ball over to the far side. If memory serves me right, I think Michaela, is she a long puck winner? I think that's definitely a title that's rested in that Fallon family anyways. This ball is played in towards Quinn by Murray. Quinn holds off for immediate attacker and turns and puts that ball over the bar. No! Out to the right and wide. It looked like she was liking it, but that's gone to the right and wide. Sinead Quinn with that wide in here after 13 minutes of a play. So don't forget, Laois victorious and fairly comprehensive victory against Wicklow in the first semi-final. Ball is knocked out here. Laois, of course, in the group stage is winning against all teams, including the 2 that are out on the field of play here right now. As Armagh trying to get it forward there with Emer McGeary, the goal scorer. But it's Armagh that have lost it to Roscommon, but Roscommon then immediately give it away. Lady that's becoming very strong in the game, Maeve O'Hare, tried to get forward there, but it's Lily Murray trying to get forward. The referee said she was being fouled by Michelle McCone. And it's a ball knocked straight away in on top, and it's full forward trying to get inside. Rachel Fitzmaurice, she knows where the back of the net is. She's a very strong player, and their midfield partnership as well would be definitely 3 players that could play in levels above where they are at the minute. Referee said I think there was a drop of the hurley there, and it's going to be a free out for Armagh. So just outside the 20-metre line, tight to the sideline here at Kingspan Breffni on the stand side. That's where we are watching the action here in Cavantown as that ball gets over the head of everybody and on to Karina Doyle. Doyle has been urged to get going on her bike, looking to get inside the Roscommon defence. She's been tracked there by Una Kelly, who's back playing as an extra player, 15 on her back, but back helping out the defence here at the minute. Armagh looking to get away from that sweeper at the minute, with the strike going to come in here from Karina Doyle. Out wide, but the referee is calling it back. He says there was a chop down there, and Simon Redmond is definitely on top of things at the minute. Anything he's seen illegally on a technical basis, he's picking them up, and Armagh probably playing to that strength at the minute. And as we said, Roscommon playing with a inside line of just the 2 with the wind behind them. Always question that, but they feel obviously defensively they need the numbers if they're going to stop Armagh. But if this game, if you feel Murray starts knocking these balls over, it could be hard to rein that back in, especially when you have the wind. And Murray has put her 4th free over the bar, and you just can't give her the opportunity to get into a groove, and she's in her groove now. And that groove has got to be stopped, you'd feel, if you're Mary Grehan and her backroom team. Mary stalking the line at the minute, looking for, I suppose, words of advice and support from her management team. Is getting on this ball now is Hannah Murray from the St. Dominic's club, giving it off now to Sarah Dooley from Porry Pierce's, cutting inside very, very well she has, scoops a lovely ball inside towards Fitzmaurice. Fitzmaurice trying to hold off Gemma McCann. Fitzmaurice on the ground, no freeze as the referee, and back there to help out Lucy Loughran, and she clears the ball. Not a great clearance, and looking to work hard for those. Alana McEntee playing the ball down along the wing. Armagh looking to build from the back, looking to get this clearance. Not a whole lot of pressure under number 7 there, Emer Hayes, and she's able to deliver it long diagonally over here and trying to get Karina Doyle. That seems to be a target ball. Every time the ball comes in her direction, Sean Mullen is urging her to get on her bike here. Or PJ O'Mullen, I should say. And it's going to be an opportunity here as that ball went out over the line. So it looks like Karina Doyle seems to be an out ball for the Armagh defence. And you can hear in the background there, maybe you could hear PJ urging Karina to keep showing. 1-5-2 goal then after 17 minutes of this Glendimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship semi-final for the right to play Laois in the final on the 10th of August. Good sideline cut from Roscommon, but returned by Armagh, not a great ball. So Sally Bulger played it forward and Grace Gaffney played it back. 2 number 8s. Of course, it's a repeat of a quarter-final from last year. Armagh winning by 10 points in the end in, I think it was Dunamore Ashburn, 120-110. Of course, Armagh got to the semi-final against Tipperary, where they lost by a point. Tipperary subsequently went on and beat Laois by a point in Croke Park. As trying to build on this ball now, Sarah Dooley, but Armagh repel the attack from Roscommon, and Ciara Hill doubles on it and sends it back down the field, where the Roscommon defence are alive to it with their extra player back there, Una Kelly, dropping it down, but Una Kelly dropping it down into an area maybe where a Roscommon player needs to be. Armagh have that spare player at the minute, and they're looking to knock it long again with Ciara Hill. That definitely, as I said, Karina Doyle seems to be the out ball, but it's being repelled by Roscommon at this moment. It's Sally Bulger looking to drop a ball in around the back. Might work out for Ciara Kilcummins. Referee allowing the play to continue. Kilcummins, here's a chance. Fitzmaurice, lovely play, steps around the keeper. Oh, chance is gone, and you'd have to give credit to Kiri Devlin. Ball is back out here. Centre forward Sarah Dooley looking to get inside. Held up again. Referee, he's not going to give a second penalty maybe. Ball is on the ground. Armagh looking for it. Looked like an illegal hand pass, but that ball goes in and eventually goes to the right and wide. The Armagh crowd applaud the Armagh defensive unit there. That chance from Tara Nocton eventually gone wide. But what, you'd have to credit Kiri Devlin, stayed on her feet. She could have overcommitted there, and Fitzmaurice would have only had an empty goal to tap into. What a bit of skill by Rachel Fitzmaurice. If she gets the ball, can be absolutely electric. With chance gone a big, and 90 minutes gone, 1-5 to a goal. And since the penalty, that's been only Roscommon's only attack that's caused a little bit of consternation in that Roscommon defence. Roscommon need to get another score on the board, you would feel, just to settle back into this game. They look like they had settled the quickest, but those scores that have come quickly from Murray and Quinn and the goal from McGeary has really helped Armagh to put themselves in pole position here. So 1-5 to a goal. It's at around a similar stage in the first game. There was only 5 points in it. All of a sudden, Laois got 2 goals in quick succession, and the game was done and dusted at half time at 3-9 to 3 points. So will Armagh look to do something similar? The difference was Laois were attacking the town end. So if Armagh were to get in front and hold on to a significant lead with that win behind them, and it's not hugely strong down on the pitch, but if the elements were helping them, could be a massive in the second half for them to build up a bit of a score. Mary Grehan urging on her Roscommon team. They're still very much in this, and they know if they can get inside that Armagh half backline, they can cause a full backline problems. But if Kiri Devlin hadn't spilled that ball, Roscommon wouldn't have a score on the board. That's the difference here. Haven't really looked like getting a clear point in this game so far. They've had a goal from a drop ball and a save penalty. That's the only option. Lovely little bit of interplay, but McDermott leaves it behind her, and ball chance gone a begging again as the ball is played over here towards Karina Doyle, that is, of Grainmore, sorry. And it is going to be a Roscommon sideline cut that I'd imagine Sally Bulger from Four Roads is going to take. I have to say, good to see the numbers on both sets of jerseys, very decipherable, unlike what we saw in the first game. So if the Laois jersey manufacturer is listening, hopefully you'll have an All-Ireland set for the final that will be easy to read from level 7 in Croke Park. As ball is played outside now, here's an opportunity just out to give herself a bit of space, and there's a fine score from Lily Murray. Sarah Dooley gave her a lovely pass, and the St. Dominic's player has split the post, just ran out a little bit, just I think to give herself a little bit more of an angle, and in the 22nd minute has made it a little bit closer. 4-point game, but Roscommon are playing, if there is elements favouring them, it is on their back. Karina Doyle racing to the line here again, looking to keep it in play. Roscommon and Armagh digging it out here. As you can see, Armagh, I suppose like a number of the Ulster counties we have seen in the championship, sticking with tradition and wearing the skirts. Roscommon, as has been allowed since that special congress, wearing the shorts, but out with it come Emer Hayes, midfielder Ciara Hill. The captain is well held off there by Lily Murray. That could be an interesting tussle. Those four won't give an inch. I've seen Roscommon's pair in the league final against Laois this year, and they're well able to give and take. As a ball, nice ball into the corner. Sinead Quinn had to come a long way, looking to get away from the attentions of Mairead Lohan. Still holding up, looking to get back. Sinead Quinn striking it off on the right, but it's gone out to the right and wide. Sinead Quinn with her second wide. 2 in 10 minutes, but she got a point after 12. A fine score off her left. Waiting for the puck out then from Michaela Fallon. Look at Armagh's number 7. That's the player who's sitting in the pocket. Emer Hayes, she's mopping up a lot of things at the minute, and down at the other end then you see Una Kelly from a Roscommon point of view. You just wonder, is the sweeper working for Roscommon? But they obviously feel they have to employ that extra player in the defence if they're to keep down the score and give themselves a battling chance at the other end. But the problem is that some of the Roscommon balls into their forward line has been mopped up by the free Armagh players. Long free, sent in then, dropping in on top of Fitzmaurice. She's already had that chance to get inside Kiri Devlin, but that chance is gone. She's 2 players standing on her, so Fitzmaurice is definitely someone Armagh are going to keep an eye on. Ball breaks for Ciara Kelly, the captain. 1-5 to 1-1, 24 minutes gone. You're watching from Kingspan Breffni, the Glendimplex Premier Junior All-Ireland Championship semi-final for the right to play Laois on the 10th of August. Good block down there by Katie Convey on Sinead Mannion. Roscommon looking to control the ball in the middle of the field, looking to play it forward. Good takedown there by Lily Murray, the last point score for Roscommon. Looking to get away from Hill, and she has the beatings of her. Tried to play the ball forward, but she lost control of it, took her eye off it, but she's got it back somehow. Looking to step away. I think Simon Redmond giving her the advantage there a little bit because she was being pulled, I thought, by the Armagh player. No advantage, and then he says there was steps out there, and it's going to be a free in and a chance, I would imagine, for maybe Lily Murray or Tara Nocton to have a shot at this. 45 metres out. Looks like it's going to be Nocton. Got the goal after 3 minutes when a long-range free dropped. Kiri Devlin let it fall from her grasp, hit her boot and just about crossed over the line. Into the town end here. Is this 2 in a row from Roscommon? It is. Narrows the gap to 1 score. 5 minutes half time. Ball over towards Katie Convey. Clearance so by Hannah Murray. 2 Murrays, of course, on this Roscommon team. As Fitzmaurice, dangerous player. If she gets away, looks like getting a bit of treatment. Armagh bench appealing for steps, but I think she was getting a little bit of a nudge in the back as she tried to get away there, Fitzmaurice. They know she's the player to have to keep an eye on. Ball is going to be clear forward, and Armagh always seem to be available. Look like could have been a foul on that ball, but play continues right in front of PJ O'Mullen as eventually Armagh complete the clearance, and it's up here towards Karina Doyle. Ball breaks and Doyle is hooshed out over the line along with Sinead Quinn, and the referee said it was a push in the back. It's going to be a free in. It's a physical enough encounter. Roscommon maybe just starting to grow a little bit positive. Out comes Rachel Murray, and as he said, can't give her the opportunity. She will put them away. So you're watching the action here on the Camogie YouTube channel with thanks to the Camogie Association and Glenn Dimplex. Coverage of the Premier Junior Camogie Championship semi-finals. Laois in the final, who will join them? Will it be Armagh? Will it be Roscommon? Kerry and Offaly already in Croke Park there in the intermediate. And don't forget the senior semi-finals next week as Rachel Murray absolutely thought she nailed it. She has. I don't know whether it came off of the hurley of Michaela Fallon or the crossbar, but it's gone over the bar. They won't care. It's over the bar. It's her 5th point. 4 from place balls into the 27th minute we go. Rachel Murray, as we know, is the scorer in chief. It's settled maybe nerves, but here go Roscommon getting the opportunity down the other end with the strike to narrow it up again. And it's their centre forward, Sarah Dooley. She knows where the posts are too. Fine shot from play. Perfect response to that free. Roscommon just letting Armagh know they're not gone away here. 3 points from Roscommon now in the last 5 minutes. Lovely bit of play over there by Sally Bulger, trying to get away from her direct opponent. Plays a dinky ball inside, but there's the spare player that they have back there. And that's cleared by Emer Hayes. Over to this side now, trying to get Karina Doyle. Puts the head down now on the end of the hurley. Looking to play the ball inside. Might get back there, but it's going to get forward. Quinn going to have a strike. Kira Hill with the strike. It's over the bar. And it's tit for tat at the minute. You score 1, I score 1. And we've had 2 points and 3 probably in 90 seconds. 2 for Armagh, 1 for Roscommon. Ball is played out by Michaela Fallon. 1-7-1-3 as you can see in the scoreboard. Ball breaks down. Hill didn't make it all the way back to midfield because she stayed forward for that puck out and gives the ball here, trying to get it forward towards Convey. Convey left it behind her, and then eventually Roscommon looked like they've done enough to be able to clear. Trying to find over here on this line. It's going to be a tough enough task to be able to keep that ball in play for the Roscommon number 10, Celine Gockwin. And it's gone out over the line for a Roscommon, or an Armagh ball, I should say. I'd say Kira Hill. Looks like it's her that's coming over with the white boots and pink laces, green helmet. Kira from Grainmore, the captain of this unit of Armagh under the tutelage of PJ O'Mullen. Mary Grehan at the other end for Roscommon. 1-7-1-3. Trying away that ball is Erin McDermott, the Oran player. Looks like she was being fouled, and I think Simon Redmond has seen enough. He's going to give a yellow card here. And it looks like it's number 11. It has picked that up there, Katie Convey. Simon didn't like the challenge after as Tara Nocton now. Maybe with some of the breeze behind her, what would she do? This ball looks like it's going to drop on the edge of the 13 and batted down by Armagh, but Roscommon are all over it and looking to get inside. Unlucky to fall there. Ball is with Fitzmaurice, didn't get a clean connection on it, and it was just unlucky that Sarah Dooley fell as she was trying to offload that ball. Out it goes to Armagh's number 10, Emer McGeary. Got the second score I should say for Armagh, the first goal for them when she followed up on her original shot that was blocked by Michaela Fallon and put the ball into the back of the net. Good play by Una Kelly, playing as an extra player back there, getting it back to Lily Murray. Look, Murray gets away. I thought it was going to be close, all right, and the referee has called a halt to her gallop, and it's a chance for Armagh to relieve a little bit of pressure. I'm sure we're going to have a little bit of stoppage time, not a whole lot, as the skies continue to be bright overhead, thankfully. I know there's rain on the way, but probably not up this far until the evening time, as that ball with coming up on half an hour mark now. 1-7-1-3. Credit Roscommon, took them a while to get going after they got their goal, and they had a penalty saved as well, but they have taken the fight a bit more to Armagh in the last few minutes. Good ball played forward there, but not read too well by the Roscommon forwards, but they may turn it into something there after Hannah Murray tried to play it forward. Referee keeping an eye on action there, as eventually he has been picking up on those situations, and we have 2 minutes of additional time to play. So a minute and 40 odd seconds or thereabouts to go here in Kingspan Breffni for the second semi-final of the Glendiplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Championship semi-finals. Laois already in Croke Park on the 10th of August. Don't forget, get your tickets at camogie.ie. Tara Nocton left up a little bit on the end of the hurley. It bounced all the way in. It got a touch. It's going to be a 45. That could have ended anywhere. She it went away from her a little bit as she was striking it, but she just caught it in a kind of a low trajectory and a little bit of a stinger that could have ended up in the bottom corner of Kiri Devlin's net, but it was touched away by one of the Armagh defenders, and it's out for a 45 that Tara Nocton stands over. Already has a goal and a point to her name. Tara Nocton with this 45 right at the post, puts the ball over the bar. And as he said, second quarter of this first half, bit better from a Roscommon point of view. So 40 odd seconds or thereabouts to go here as that ball is poked out. 1-7-1-4. One score game it is as that ball lands at Sinead Mannion, looking to play it forward to the other number 7, the spare player that's back there in Emer Hayes. Lets it over her head, but eventually the Armagh defence with Gemma McCann clear it, looking to get it forward here now as the Roscommon crowd urge on their player, but also do Armagh, trying to urge on Emer McGeary. McGeary looking to get inside, pops the ball off. It's going to be a strike from Niamh Forker. It's dropping in. Michaela Fallon's got to be careful because Sinead Quinn is there. Oh, Fallon left it behind her. Quinn is in on that. Umpire, it's going to be a free in. And Michaela Fallon probably should have guided that, I think, to the end line a little bit, but instead engaged with the ball and now has coughed up a free, and it's an easy one for Armagh. This should be the last strike of the first half, you'd imagine, and it's a chance to put them more than one score ahead. Rachel Murray has already got 5 points, 4 from place balls. This should be her 5th, you'd imagine. Sorry, her 6th and her 5th from place ball, and she puts that ball over the bar. Does Rachel Murray. 33rd minute, and Simon Redmond has called the half-time 1-8-1-4, and it is Armagh, as I said, looking to build on the action. Got the goal, as we said, after 5 minutes, but it's Rachel Murray is the one that's kept them ticking over. She's 6 points. Kira Hill has also got a point, as has Sinead Quinn. You'd feel if Roscommon could stop committing some of the fouls that they have, that maybe they'd have a bit more of a chance in it. It took them a while after the goal to get back in the game. They started with the goal, Tara Nocton, a bit of a fortuitous one that went to the back of the net off Kiri Devlin, and then they had a penalty saved, and they kind of went quiet for the guts of 15 minutes before they followed up now with points from Nocton and also Sarah Dooley and Lily Murray. Ian Cooney is with me. Ian, Mary Grehan, you know, she probably would be a bit disappointed that they went out of action for 15 minutes there and allowed Armagh kind of just to get back into the game and settle whatever nerves that they had.
Yeah, and I suppose when you consider that Roscommon have missed an open goal chance for Rachel Fitzmaurice and they've missed a penalty when the Armagh goalkeeper Kerry Devlin saved Tara Nocton's effort. It's that 15 minutes where they did seem to go to sleep, and Armagh's physicality really came to the fore. When there's ruck ball, what you notice is that there's always 3-4 Armagh players in around that ruck ball, and they sort of outnumber Roscommon. And that sort of makes it easier for them to win that. Like, Armagh's physicality has been the standout feature for me. They're not allowing Roscommon time to settle on the ball. Roscommon have had plenty of possession, but a lot of the deliveries into the forward line are aimless. I suppose that has resulted in their scoring threat being curbed. But I think Roscommon have been very competitive. It's much more competitive than the first game. And so I think Mary Graham will be telling her troops at half-time, look, ladies, we're still in this, and if we go out and keep that intensity up, maybe the scores will come, and those two open goal chances, the penalty and the miss by Rachel Fitzmaurice, you get another few of them and you stick them in the net, it's game on.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm not discrediting anything the Roscommon have done ultimately in the game. They're very much in it. From PJ O'Mullins, and I can see him down here having a good chat with his backroom team. Ultimately, Rachel Murray has kept them ticking along here. They probably haven't produced a whole lot from play, and that's probably credit to the Roscommon defensive unit as well. Roscommon have probably been a little bit naive in some of the frees they've given away, but if they didn't have Murray as well, Armagh might be asking questions of themselves here too at half-time.
Yeah, well, she's a class act. Yes. I mean, I suppose she's the chief ace marks person for the team. She scores the free she got down here from under the stand that bounced off the crossbar. Like, that's just sheer class, and you can't legislate for that. Roscommon have given away a couple of soft frees, you'd have to say, and the one there at the end when Michaela Falling came out, they'll be disappointed with that one. But yeah, Rachel Murray has been keeping, I suppose, Armagh ticking over. Roscommon have withdrawn Una Kelly as a sweeper. The problem with that is that Armagh have an extra body in defence, and anytime the ball comes in, Roscommon do seem to be outnumbered in that defence. But they have shown that when they run at that Armagh defence, they can get some reward. But you'd have to say Armagh 4-point lead are in the box seat. But Roscommon will be quietly pleased with how competitive they've been. As I said to you before the match, Killian, the challenge was to see could they bridge that gap, which was pretty obvious between the teams when they met in Lisnamolt earlier in the year. And the signs are that Roscommon have gone some way to bridging that gap. Now ultimately, can they bridge it the whole way? It doesn't look like it at the moment. I think Armagh have the greater threat up front, but Roscommon are still in this game, and I suppose that's the hope they'll cling to in the second half.
Well, the last thing to you though, it's Roscommon though that have provided the goal mode action in lots of ways, and probably should have at least one more, and maybe could even had three.
Yeah, I suppose, as I said to you, the penalty miss, it was a pretty routine save for the Armagh goalkeeper, and I think Rachel Fitzmaurice, who I think Roscommon really need to get more into the game. I don't think it's working playing her in there at full forward. I mean, she needs to be running at goal as opposed to trying to win maybe 50-50 ball that's going in on top of her. So they need to get Rachel more into the game. She's the team captain. I mean, you look at the impact that the Armagh captain Ciara Hill is having in the middle of the field for Armagh. She's been excellent. So I think they need to get Rachel more into the game. Now, whether that means putting someone else in full forward and bringing her out maybe to centre forward or out around the middle, but they need to get her running at that Armagh defence, because I think it's not working having her there on the edge of the square at the moment.
The voice there of Ian Cooney. Thanks, Ian, again for giving us your thoughts on that. It is 1-8 to 1-4. Thankfully, a bit more competitive than the other semi-final was, but it is now a battle to see who will be playing Laois in the Croke Park decider, the Premier Junior final, of course, on the 10th of August. And at the minute, it looks like it's Armagh's. But credit to Roscommon, not here to make up the numbers, and they're within touching distance of this Armagh team, who will be attacking the town end and will have some of the elements behind them for the second half. But for the moment here, we're going to take a break, but it's Armagh that lead by 1-8 to 1-4. Welcome back here to Kingspan Breffni Park. You can see Simon Redmond in the middle, waiting for all the players to get to the go mode. Armagh just coming back out onto the field of play, and we are 3:45 or thereabouts, so not bad, I suppose, on timing. We should have a winner in at about the 4:20 mark, and who will be playing Laois on the 10th of August. So Ciara Hill leaving that ball and trying to kick it on there. Niamh Forker. Sinead Mannion getting that ball away. Roscommon defence come across to try and cut that off, but getting it, Murray loses it, but gets a touch somehow to get it on. Free going to be given here as Murray gets a strike off, bit of a clash. She got the ball from Katie Convey and put the ball over the bar, did Rachel Murray. Her second from play, and she now has 7 in all. She was getting the advantage. Katie Convey had been fouled, said the referee. Perfect start from Armagh, something that Roscommon needed. Pushing the lead out now. Roscommon, you feel now at this stage, may need to find the back of the onion sack as the ball breaks over here towards Tara Naughton. She might be one that would prove it. A goal and 2 points in that first half from a free and a 45. Ball is played forward. Not a great ball. Didn't have a whole lot of trajectory on it from Sally Bulger, and the Armagh defence deal with it with fullback Gemma McCann delivering over the far side, where it's taken very, very well on the hop there by Karina Doyle. Being urged every time she gets the ball to go with it. And has she got the score? She has got the score. And PJ O'Mullen will be happy with that. All through the first half, here on the stand side, as she attacked the scoreboard in, she was being urged to set fire, and eventually Karina Doyle got that ball over on that side and took the angle and the score. 110 to 1-4. The start that Roscommon probably needed, Armagh have got. Are they going to stamp their authority on this game and decide it? But here comes Roscommon getting on the break here now. Chance maybe to come from Bulger, playing the ball inside to Dooley. Dooley keeps hold of it, but she's beaten by 2 Armagh players. Plays a nice ball across here now. Chance for our Roscommon to get on the scoreboard. Naughton puts it over the bar. Good bit of interchange of play. And Tara Naughton, standout player for Roscommon here at the minute, has them on the scoreboard the second half. 110-1-5. Their group game ended up 3-14 to 1-9. We're still in that kind of territory as Rachel Murray gets away from the attentions there of Aideen O'Brien. Playing the ball inside to Quinn. Quinn now has a player inside, but she's thinking of bearing down and goal. Quinn with the shot. And the ball is in the back of the net. There wasn't a whole lot Michaela Fallon could do about that. And I think there's a statement of intent from Armagh. They've come straight out, and it's now double scores. And players being told back down the field, fair play, that's your goal. Sinead Quinn, once she cut inside, there was no other option she was thinking about, and she put the ball to the back of the net. A goal and a point for her name. And they've come out with purpose. Their full forward line have got a goal and 2 points at the start of this second half, and that's the difference in the score. Roscommon needs something that has started happening quickly, and they're trying to find Naughton. Naughton has got their score at the start of this second half, but a goal and 2 points from Armagh could be the situation that pushes them out into an unassailable lead. And you would feel Roscommon probably need to find the back of the net in the next 5 minutes. Don't forget, they missed an open goal, although it was great credit Kiri Devlin was able to step Fitzmaurice away from the shot, and they also missed a penalty. As that Paul Murray trying to play it inside. Dinky ball might catch out the defence, and nearly did. Roscommon are at 6s and 7s with it though, and driving onto it straight away as Katie Convey. Convey's in. Convey though, met by Fallon, and she eventually gets that ball away. Michaela Fallon, and a good intelligent ball out here to the middle. Trying to drive on now Roscommon. Armagh putting the heads down in their mean business. Mary Grehan urging on her team to get in and mark up on the Armagh players, and she's not happy with that because the player that was loose that she wanted marked is the one that's put the ball nearly over the bar. Niamh Forker was in acres of space. Her second shot, her second wide, and it is helter-skelter start like it was at the start of the first half. Helter-skelter start the second half. Message being given to the Armagh fullback Gemma McCann. The ball is out on the far side. Bit of a ruck, and Simon Redmond's happy to stay out of it for the minute and see if the play continues, and it's Roscommon that do come out of the ruck, trying to get that ball on. Fitzmaurice is now back out around the middle. Advantage being played to her. Ball is played inside. Ball might work out now. Looks like Dooley and Fitzmaurice have changed positions, but the referee is calling it back, and I'd imagine Naughton is going to maybe knock this ball in. Looks like a sub is going to be coming in for Armagh, and they're preparing the paperwork down here. Harry McBride, who we talked to before the game, the liaison officer with this team here today. Looks like it's a 25 there as we get ready for this freed. So Naughton, the standout player for Roscommon today. She's pulled that though to the right, going to be kept in play. Came back after Roscommon hand, and then was kicked out over the line by an Armagh player, and it's a 45. So a chance here for Roscommon. Get back in touch here. 16 points 8, 210 to 1-5. Number 25 is going to come in for Armagh. Fianna Loughran from Granmore. As Naughton sends that towards the scoreboard end and over the bar. Tara Naughton, she is the shining force in this Roscommon team. That's a goal and 4 points for her. Over on the far side, Lily Murray caught that ball and returns it down, but asking a lot there maybe of, I think it was Sarah Dooley to come out and win that. Sarah's moving a bit gingerly. I wonder if she picked up a bit of a knock. Is that maybe why Fitzmaurice and herself have been moved? But here goes Fitzmaurice then, puts the ball on the end of the hurt. She is a danger woman if she can get running at the goal. Held up there, an advantage being given. Gives the ball here to Naughton. Naughton going to settle on this. Dropping it in. The referee's calling it back though. It's going to be a free in. And a chance here now again. And it is that substitution about to get ready. So that is Fianna coming into the play. 37 minutes, and it looks like number 8, Grace Gaffney, is coming off. As we get ready for this free. So 1-2 to 2 points at the start of this second half. And that's a bad miss, I would feel, at this stage of the game from Tara Naughton. Just to keep them, within touch there. Especially it was probably the easier one of the ones that she has had. Ball breaks, and it's Una Kelly. Una that's playing as a spare player back there. So sub that's come into Fianna Loughran that plays that ball down towards Sinead Quinn. That got the goal. Quinn looking to get inside. If she gets away, she's being held around the waist. She's going to have the shot off her left hand side. It's gone over the bar. The referee was playing advantage. Sinead Quinn opening up at the start of this second half. It's a goal and 2 points now. So that's a point now for Karina Doyle, a goal and 2 for Sinead Quinn, and we have 7 points from Rachel Murray. We've also got a goal from Emer McGeary, a point from Ciara Hill. That's the Armagh 2-11 as the ball is returned down here towards Quinn, looking to get away from her direct marker, causing all sorts of problems for Mairead Lohan. Quinn looking to get inside now. Sinead Quinn and Mairead Lohan sound like two traditional Irish singers as the ball breaks on the ground. Going to be picked up again by Quinn, being helped out there by Ciara Kilcommon, or I should say Karina Doyle. Ball is dropped into Michaela Fallon's hand and she knocks it out though. It's the player that's just come in, Loughran, trying to get away. Well tackled there by Lily Murray, and Murray puts the head down and tries to get away, but Loughran's not giving up the ghost here, trying to get away. It looked like an illegal hold up, and eventually referee said that she overstepped the ball. Have to say that could have went either way. I thought the hurley of Loughran was in over the shoulder there, Murray, and Murray not happy, and Simon Redmond now has made that a little bit easier for Armagh. And I have to say now, I thought a little bit harsh on Roscommon there, with a chance here for a free in now for Rachel Murray. Has scored 5 dead balls, and she has 7 in all. The chance to get her 8th here as she puts this ball down and puts it between the posts, Rachel Murray. And once she has it, there's no question about it, the Granmore Lady is going to put it over the bar. 2-12-1-6, back to double scores, and that little bit of a burst from Roscommon now in danger of being put away as that ball is knocked down here, down the wing towards Murray, who was free on that side. Rachel Murray, is this going to be 2 on the bounce? No, it's gone out to the right and wide there from Rachel Murray. Could have been 2 in very quick succession. 2-12-1-6, as he said. Armagh, that goal from Sinead Quinn, huge in the context of the game at the start of the second half. Got 1-2 in the opening couple of minutes. Ball breaks. Roscommon though not giving up the fight, and they are a team that are coming. There's no doubt about it, and you'd hope that they will be able to progress themselves in Wicklow. But it is a sideline cut as Roscommon make a change. Number 20 that's coming in is Grace Jones from Tulsk. Famous name. Grace Jones is coming in for Celine Gaquin. Unfortunately for Celine, I don't think things ran well for her on that side of the field, as Ciara Kelly, one-handed, coming into that, gets a good strike and sideline cut in that Murray is able to get onto. All of a sudden Rachel Murray starting to take control of this game, but she's gone in to the right and wide. 2 wides in quick succession now from Rachel after getting that free, which she mightn't be happy about, but she still has 8 points to her name of the 2-12 that's on the board. Ball breaks here. This, of course, is the Glendimplex All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship semi-finals. Laois already in the final on the 10th of August. Armagh look like they're going to be joining because they lead, as we said here, comprehensively 2-12-1-6. Armagh just haven't been able to get the grips at all, and challenge off the ball there that the Armagh management not overly happy with, but play was allowed to continue in front of all the officials, and they obviously didn't see too much, but physio is out attending to the Armagh player that's currently on the ground. No play, no call to stop. I don't think it's a head injury, but just checking on the player. They're all happy here, the officials, that everything is okay, and it's the sub that's just in that's trying to get going, feeding Loughran. Ball over on the far side as Armagh attack, of course, the town end here of the fine Kingspan Breffni here in Cavan Town. Sun bedecked at the minute, and Armagh in control here. Mary Quinn, Karina Doyle, Emer McGeary, Ciara Hill, they're all the ones that have led by example here. Have to credit Tara Nocton, she's taken the fight. Midfield, Sally Bulger, Lily Murray haven't gone up, Sarah Dooley as well. Rachel Fitzmaurice has tried. She just hasn't been able to get in a position that she might be able to threaten as that long range free goes in, and the umpires, that ball has gone over the bar, and that's a hell of a score from Ciara Hill. Ciara Hill used the elements well there. It goes out to 2:13, and it is now entering in towards last quarter stages, and it looks like the air is starting to sip out of that balloon, the Roscommon balloon, but this is one lady that might be able to turn it around. Trying to get forward, Rachel Fitzmaurice, but took a little bit too much down a blind alley there a little bit, and ball that's gone out. So it looks like a change, is it, for Roscommon, number 17. Una Kelly, there's 2 Una Kellys now going to be on the field for Roscommon. One from Four Roads and one from Athleague. Oh, we're going to clarify that. She's Aileen O'Brien is coming off the field of play now with 16 minutes remaining. Oh, Una Kelly and Una Kelly, one wearing 15, one wearing 17, and both are in defence. Athleague and Tulsk, we'll have to call them, as the ball played forward, and they both spell their name the same. As ball is played across field now. Looking to get on this ball is again Rachel Murray, the go-to woman for Armagh. Oh, lovely pop ball. It was a lovely run, you'd have to say, from Loughran. Going to have a strike, and it's blocked away by Fallon. Out for 45. And I think it was actually Grace Jones was the one with the shot there, but saved by Michaela Fallon. So 45 going to be taken here by Rachel Murray. She's had all types of scores in her pocket from play and from frees. Now she's going to add at 45 and drops that ball over the bar. Rachel Murray going to be so key. She's got a 45 on 45. That's how that has worked out. That's how equal that lady has been to the game here today. As that ball breaks off the back, and it's Maeve O'Hare been strong in that Armagh defence, looking to get that ball forward, but referee had already called the foul, and just a meeting of two players, I think, on this collision. But the Armagh player has come off the worst, and it's going to be a free that Ciara Hill is going to take. She's already launched one from her own 65, so now you wouldn't bet against her putting this ball over the bar. It's interesting here. This is twice Gemma McCann has come to the sideline to speak to the management, and I'm wondering, is she directing operations obviously back there? But I don't know. Maybe have to ask the Armagh management about that at the end. But that's the second conversation we've seen had on the sideline while we've had a break in play, as Ciara Hill puts all force behind that, dropping it in. Off the upright it comes to Quinn. Quinn misses it the first time. Has the second shot. Fallon nearly went by her left shoulder, but she gets it out and away, and it's into the grateful hand of Tara Naughton. Naughton delivering this ball down along the wing now. Armagh have had a chance, gone a begging, being urged on or Roscommon. They need to find goals, you'd feel, quick, and Fitzmaurice will be the one. Gets inside. Fitzmaurice coming in along the side, going to have a strike. It's a dangerous angle to be at. Gets a knock on that ball, but it wasn't a great touch after all that, and Ciara Kilcommons wasn't in a great position to be able to ultimately help her out. Fitzmaurice again just probably being guilty. She's forcing it a little bit, of maybe gone down the alleys a little bit. Needs to be more on a central line, you would feel, if they're going to trouble this Armagh defence. Armagh looking to come out here. Ciara Hill, she's had a massive game, I have to say, and definitely playing a captain's part. Ian Cooney picked her out at half time, and he was kind of saying that maybe Roscommon needed to get more of Rachel Fitzmaurice into this game, being the captain as well. But Ciara Hill, leading by example, has a cut at that and misses. Entitled to go and have a second strike at it. Catches a great ball, but it's down out to the spare player for Roscommon that's back there. Should I say spare player, the sweeper that they are playing in this game, and that is Una Kelly. Una Kelly from Four Roads. Una Kelly from at League is also on the field of play. She's wearing 17. Coming charging forward here now is Armagh's number 12, Niamh Forker. Gets a ball off, and here we go. Opportunity again to maybe bear down and goal. This is game done and dusted. Fallon stood strong, batted the ball away. In fairness, Michaela Fallon has made two important saves for Roscommon. If they are to stay in this game, they still find themselves 11 points down, but that you would feel would have been done and dusted, and it's the Roscommon defence that eventually come out with it there and clear it over on that far side. Roscommon heads and the body language and everything starting to drift away here, and it's Armagh now looking to make a little bit of hay. They've taken the ball over the line down there, and again we draw a little bit of a breath. It was a chance there for Armagh to finish that, and they were inside. They had a 2-on-1 situation, but the shot gone a begging, and you'd have to credit Fallon with the save. She's had two saves now on 48 and 49 minutes to keep her team. And now I have to say, if goals were conceded there, it would be very harsh on Roscommon. I think in fairness to them, they have brought the game to Armagh, but Armagh at the start of this second half have just been different gravy. 1-6 to 2 points they lead the second half as Armagh get ready to make another change. With the looks of things, it might be Leisha McConnell from Middletown, I think I see, is about to come in, but wouldn't be surprised if PJ O'Mullen starts to empty the bench somewhat, give players an opportunity of getting game time here before an All-Ireland final back in Croke Park on the 10th of August, where they will play Laois. Unless some miracle happens for Armagh or for Roscommon, it looks like it's going to be Armagh and Laois will join Kerry and Offaly in the final. Fitzmaurice didn't hear the whistle, went to play on, but the referee had blown it in fairness, and it's going to be a free back around the Roscommon 50 metres or thereabouts. It's actually 55 to be more precise. A long ball. Now you would feel Roscommon need a goal. Delivered long, centre back, and that's a dangerous ball in on top of Fitzmaurice, and in behind maybe. Here's a chance. Ball is on the deck. Got to be careful. Kiri Devlin. We saw what happened. Kiri didn't have a great start, but in fairness, since then she's made 3 important clearances and played a big part in not conceding a goal when Fitzmaurice got through in a one-on-one situation. Looks like it was hot potato a little bit there between Roscommon and Armagh players. It's out over the line, and it's going to be a sideline cut for the Westerners. Is it? No, in the Loughnane it said that it's a Armagh ball, and the officials drawing the ire of some of the Roscommon fans here. And of course, I suppose when you have a vested interest in this, you're going to feel that everyone and everything is against you. Kira Hill didn't get a great connection on that, but gets it into the middle where Roscommon are able to take it away now with Sarah Dooley. Dooley keeping it away from Fianna Loughren. Gets the ball over here on the far side. Goes for the return. Looking to step inside now. Needs to get something on the board from this attack, and she puts that ball over the bar. Credit Sarah Dooley. All of her own making after she picked up the break from that sideline cut, and with 10 minutes or thereabouts remaining, it is double score game again, 2-14 to 1-7, 20 points to 10. It was 3-14 to 1-9 in their first group game of this Premier Junior Championship as Roscommon get that ball across now. Armagh getting ready to bring another substitution in. Lily Murray gets it across here to Nocton, the standout player for Roscommon today, striking it towards the right hand upright. Looks like it's pulled though, and it's out to the right and wide, and unfortunately there's been a couple of them that Roscommon could have utilised a little bit better, and they might have been a bit closer, but Armagh have also been guilty of a couple of aimless efforts as well, but they continue to lead 2-14 to 1-7. Pat Collier and Robert Jones have seen enough. They know they're going to be meeting Armagh in the final, and they have enough to analyse, and I'm sure they'll be watching back the action on the YouTube later on this evening if they get that chance. 3 weeks of course for the All-Ireland final. I'm sure the girls might be allowed to let their hair down tonight and enjoy being in that All-Ireland final. Perfect build-up now and allow some injuries to clear up and everything, but the Laois backroom team and everything heading for the exits and the bus home before the crowd leave for this game, which heading now in one direction. Kira Hill, fantastic play, you'd have to say, all this game. There's Fianna Loughren, who I have to credit, put her hand up for an All-Ireland final place in the 15. She's definitely come in and made herself awkward and busy, and ball breaks in and around 50 metres out, and Armagh, you'd have to say, that start to the second half, 1-8 to 1-4, Roscommon really needed to come out and get the opening score just to keep asking questions, but it was Armagh that got a goal and 2 points, and they all came in the first 3 minutes. A point from Rachel Murray, point from Karina Doyle, and then the goal from Sinead Quinn, and they've added to that since, but that was the start that ultimately decided this. And here's Quinn now holding off, and I thought illegally shoving away Mairead Lohan there, but she's allowed to continue, put that ball over the bar. Sinead Quinn has had a big second half. That's a goal and 2 points for her with 53 minutes gone. At this stage now you'd feel from Armagh they just keep tapping things over, but from a Roscommon point of view, maybe forget about the sweeper. You're going to have to go for it here. 2-15 to 1-7 as the ball breaks here on the line, and it's going to be an Armagh ball. Again, discussion with the linesman, and they're not overly happy as another substitution getting ready to come in. I think it's the substitution that we called a few minutes ago. So change about to come in, and looks like there's a bit of confusion, and it's number 12 has come on. 11 went up on the board, but it's number 12 Niamh Forker that has come off, and that makes on 54 minutes. Kira Hill with the little twirl of the hurley as she does, knocking that ball down. It's the number 18 Leisha McConnell that's come on, gets a touch on that ball. Armagh have it now and they're controlling this game. So Leisha McConnell getting that ball. Sinead Quinn right to the line. She wasn't, I have to say, the ball was in play, her feet were out of play, but the ball has gone somehow inside. Roscommon falling asleep a little bit. Shot goes in and it's up and over the bar. And that's fine score from Armagh, and looks like number 10 Emer McGarry that's got that, and everyone had fallen asleep there a little bit, and now linesman drew the attention, Simon Redmond, to, I'd say, must have been a bit of verbals on the line here, and it's going to be a yellow card for Roscommon player. And Sally Bulger is the one that picks up that yellow card. So Roscommon continuing to play that withdrawn player with 5 minutes remaining. I would be thinking, I know it might open up the floodgates a little bit, but you have to have a chance at the other end. But it's over here towards Murray. Murray leading Roscommon on a merry dance, is she? No. Got out to the left and wide. Fourth wide in all in this game. 56 minutes we have, and what she's 9 points of Armagh's 216. Ball breaks off McCann. Trying to get in there again is Emer Hayes. Knocks it forward, but it's Fitzmaurice. We haven't really seen her go. Fitzmaurice looking to step inside. McCann takes one hand, pulls at the jersey. Definite free in. You would imagine referee is calling the free as Armagh get ready to bring in number 21, Nicola Woods. And coming off is Emer Hayes. Emer has been the player that was the spare back there because of the Roscommon sweeper, and she did her job, and management giving her a deserved rest. Ball is going to be drilled in there, but it was maybe not. This is the issue I have in that situation with crowded goal mode. I'm not sure going for goal is the one. As Roscommon look to get forward again. Ball drops on the deck. Ball back. Knocked in. Holds off the Armagh player. Looking to step inside. Has the scoop lifted out here. Looking to turn into a bit of a challenge there is Sarah Dooley. Dooley has been given the advantage. Has a shot. Going to be called back for a free. And a chance to make it a double score game again. So for me, Ciara Hill, Rachel Murray and Sinead Quinn probably the ones in contention. Short free taken there. Sarah Dooley for our Player of the Match award. From Roscommon point of view, probably Tara Naughton is the one that took the game. Sarah Dooley given an option as well. And the midfielders Sally Bulger and Lily Murray at different occasions. Ball is there. Now an opportunity. Low shot coming in from an angle. But Alexa put the ball over the bar. And that's a point for Roscommon, making it 2-16-1-8. And double score game here as we have as number 23 comes in. Sally Bulger with that point. As number 23 comes in for Armagh. Tierna Maxwell McKeever is in, and she replaces Emer McGeary. Ball is played down the far end now. It's gone over the heads of everybody. Una Kelly trying to get back there. The two Una Kellys helping each other out. One from Four Roads and the other from Atleague. Ball is dropping in, but it's Fallon that is able to clear it over the far side. Goes over the head of the players over on the far side, but it's Fiona Loughran who drives on, dropping this ball in. No one following in just yet. It's a bit of a fly shot at it. Ball is left on the edge of the square. Who's going to deal with it? Fallon it was left to her to pick it up, but Sinead Mannion eventually is the one I think that digs it out. Probably left it to her goalkeeper when she should have went for it. Ciara Hill gets in there. Ciara Hill, a big second half, has dictated an awful lot of things. Lovely ball across, missed there by Doyle as she tried to come onto that ball. It breaks for the number 18, trying to get it to Murray. A ball there with Leisha McConnell tried to get it to Murray, but the ball, referee said it's going to be a free in and a chance for Armagh to get on to more scores. Looks like they're going to make another substitution. Number 20 is coming in, and that is Niamh Murphy from Derry Noose. Niamh is coming in with time almost up, and I think she's replacing Sinead Quinn. So Sinead Quinn with a goal and 3 points here. That goal obviously key to the start of the second half that they just kicked on. 1-8 to 1-4 at half time. That ball is put up and over the bar, and Rachel Murray makes it 10 points for her. So, Rachel Murray has had 14 shots a goal and she's got 10 of the 217. Ball falls on the deck, and 3 minutes of additional time to be played. Free by Lily Murray, dropping it up along the wing, looking for Fitzmaurice. As we said, haven't seen enough of this lady to be able to cause trouble, but she gets inside the Armagh defence. 3 Armagh players around her. Fitzmaurice gets inside. In the league final, she did nearly something different against Laois, but that ball has been batted away just enough there from the Armagh number 20. Ball is eventually cleared over to this side. Karina Doyle trying to keep it in play, gets it to Hill. Hill out in front of Hannah Murray, looking in field now, trying to deliver a ball, but it's nearly cut out there by the other number 9, Lily Murray. Murray gets into and wins that ball back, looking to drive forward. Roscommon trying to finish with a little bit of a flourish, could have find the back of the net. Ball is over here towards Sarah Dooley. 2 points to her name in this game, and she's put the hammer down and going, looking to pop the pass, but I don't think expectation there of delivering the pass was clear. And it's gone on the ground on the top of the D. Ball is out here towards Nocton. Roscommon standout player. Took the fight to them all game, in fairness. Over to Fitzmaurice, but she's held off there by the Armagh number 5. The opportunity maybe comes inside, blocked down. Here's Fitzmaurice, turns into a little bit of trouble getting that ball off, and it's heading towards the far side. Opportunity still for Sarah Dooley. Dooley on the top of the D, looking to turn around, gentle shot, dropping it in, dangerous ball. Devlin, it came off for Hurley. We saw that in the first half, it could have went anywhere. Ball eventually is kicked out here. Chance maybe. Sally Bulger going to send it back in, but it's gone out to the right and wide. So the ball is on the break over on the far side. Batted away. It's Roscommon looking to get it now with Erin Dermot. Over across the field it goes. Roscommon looking to try and dive with their boots on. The ball is heading on with Karina Doyle. Looking to drive forward. The referee said that she's overplayed the ball. Ball is on the ground again. Time is up, and I'd say this will be the last bit now from Simon Redmond. It's going to be Armagh and Laois in the final, and there it is. Game over. 2-17 to 1-8. A similar score to their group match that day was 3-14 to 1-9. Roscommon might rue a couple of chances in that first half, but Armagh were even better in the second half, scored 1-9, 1-8 in the first half. 1-8 was Roscommon's overall total. Ian, you have to take your hats off to Armagh. The start to the second half, you know, their inside line got a goal and 2 points, and that ultimately decided this game, didn't it?
Yeah, there was a vast gulf in class between the sides in the end. Killian was an excellent performance from well-rounded performance, good team performance, led by their captain Ciara Hill in the middle of the field, who I thought was outstanding. Sinead Quinn at full forward. You know, the ease at which she was able to turn Mairead Lohan and get that second Armagh goal, you know, I suppose that showcased the difference between the teams. And look, when the teams met in Lisnamolt earlier in the year, I think there was 11 points between them. The gap hasn't closed, which shows that Armagh have improved. Roscommon have improved as well, in fairness to them, but I think Armagh have improved, and I think it's a hell of a final now between Armagh and Laois.
Yeah, it should be, and it probably is the one that people expected. But let's give some credit to Roscommon. They're a coming team, I would think. They've too much quality there that they won't deliver at some point in the future.
Well, I think it's vitally important now that Mary Grehan, stays on as manager and brings this young team through and gets a commitment off what is a very experienced young team based on a lot of underage teams that have enjoyed All-Ireland success. So it's going to take time. Like that Armagh team are very experienced, have been in Croke Park, have played at intermediate level. So they know what it takes to win All-Ireland. It's going to take that Roscommon team a couple of years, but if Mary Grehan sticks with them, I think they can get there in the end. I think, as you rightly say, outside of Armagh and Laois, they are the best team in this Premier Junior Championship, and that's something to have to build on next year, and hopefully Mary Grehan will be at the helm to hopefully bring a bit of success to the county.
Thanks indeed, Ian, for your views on that. But it is Armagh and Laois who are in the final on the 10th of August, so make sure if you're an Armagh and Laois fan that you will be there in Croke Park on that day. We're going to just take a quick break, and then we're down to the sideline to hear from our player of the match and the winning manager. And you're welcome back here pitch side. You can see Ukron Brian Malloy presenting Ciara Hill with her player of the match, and the paparazzi around to take her picture. Ciara, we're just on the stream here. Congratulations to you as our player of the match back in Croke Park, and you obviously meant business out there today.
Yeah, I think at the start of the year we set that goal. We wanted to make it to Croke Park, and we really knuckled down today, and you could see how much we wanted it.
Coming into this game though, I'm sure you weren't taking Roscommon or anything like that for granted, because semi-finals you've been there and they haven't gone well sometimes.
Definitely, you can never be complacent. We knew today coming in here it's going to be a tough physical match, and we knew Roscommon were going to be a really tough side to get over, so thankfully it worked in our favour today and we got through and we're into the final. So.
Ciara, this team though, a new team in somewhat, there's a few players have gone obviously that tried to get over the line, unfortunately didn't maybe get there. There's a lot of players have taken up the mantle, let's say.
Yeah, we're a really young team now. We've got a lot of young girls that's come in this year, and there's a lot of speed up in our forward line, which is great. But it's good to see new faces, and hopefully we do all the Armagh players that are no longer with us on the team this year justice and do it all the way. Well,
you as a captain play the captain's part, if you don't mind me saying. You're our player of the match. What's it going to be like now to lead your team out in the county, out in Croke Park?
Oh, for me, it's just an amazing achievement. The last time we were in Croke Park, I was out with a cruciate ligament injury and I didn't get to play that day. So for a personal note, it means a lot. And to be able to lead my team out, it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait for it. Knuckle down the next 3 weeks.
Sure you will. 3 weeks. Congratulations to you, Ciara. You're our player of the match, and for joining us here this afternoon. We're going to hear from the Armagh manager, if I can find him there in the crew. I know he was around there. He's over talking at the minute. If someone wants to grab him, just to give me a quick word there while we're live, PJ. He's coming across to me here. Thanks, PJ. I do appreciate it. We'll be short and sweet. You're no stranger to us here anyway, and you're no stranger to getting to finals either, PJ. That was an impressive performance.
Well, look, I suppose after the start we had, we conceded a bad goal in the first minute, and from then to the end of the whole, I think, one more goal chance was all they had. Our defence, I would love to see the tackle count. It has to be very high. So, look, we've done enough to win the day, and today is all about getting through to the final. So, plenty to work on, and look, we'll go in the next day. At least have been very impressive, beat us well in the league, and we've a lot of work to do to get up to that, for the next day.
But looking at it, there's been, as I've mentioned to Ciara, there's been a few changes within the personnel and the group and everything like that. For players to come in and reach that height and get you back in Croke Park, it's phenomenal in some ways.
Well, look, we have a very young panel. When we came in at the start of the year, I knew very little about Armagh Camogie, knew very little about the people involved, and we reached out to everybody. And we just decided, look, we ask everybody, and the people that turned us down, fair enough. So we had a lot of good youngsters. They won an All-Ireland minor title. We've brought the 4 of them finished there. You know what I mean? So I couldn't believe it. We're actually talking on Thursday night. The oldest player in that team's 30. You know what I mean? So there's plenty of camogie in them. But look, they bought into what we were trying to do. The county board have bought into what we're trying to do. We're probably ahead of ourselves where we want to be, but we're there, and when we're there now, we're going to try and win it.
Absolutely. But semi-finals have been something of Armagh in the past that hasn't gone well for them. This could be huge in the psychological, for some of the players that have obviously stuck with you and whatever, could be huge psychological lift.
Well, that's it. Like there's the more experienced members of the panel have lost 3 finals in Croke Park, you know what I mean? So there's still 6 or 7 of them there, but that hurt seems to be driving them on, and it seems to be bringing out something in the younger players as well. You know, like they've no fear, they've no baggage. You know, as I say, it's a new panel, it's a new team, and fresh ideas, and you know they want to be the best they can, and hopefully that their result, you know, brings them on. You know, and I think hard man, that was physically a very tough match, and we came through it well. We've no injuries, so. You know, hopefully it stands to them, and hopefully when they get to Croke Park, you know, everybody that's been there before knows it's a big place. You can freeze in it, but you know, we'll do our best to prepare them the best we can.
PJ, do you think now, you know, you as a manager, the experience you've had, obviously getting to Croke Park and obviously winning an All-Ireland title after a replay and all that, but do you think that you'll be calling on some of that experience and you're using your backroom team a little bit over the next 3 weeks?
Yeah, well, look, the background team have been excellent. You know what I mean? They do their work, and you know we never step on each other's toes. Whatever experience I have, you know, I'll try and bring it to them. You know, but look, All-Ireland final day is about players. The build-up's about the players. It's not about the management teams. You know, we'll work hard, we'll train hard, we'll have training prepared well. You know, but the next 3 weeks is about them girls, and Croke Park's about them girls, you know, and they're playing on the biggest stage in the camogie calendar, and, you know, that's a massive thing. You know, there's very few players get to do that. So, you know, for this group to get it so early and so young, you know, down the line it'll stand to them. And look, with a bit of luck and you know, a bit of learning from the last day, you know, we'll try and give it our best and see where it takes us.
3 weeks now, you have a little bit of a headache, PJ, don't you? Because there's a few players stepped up and put their hand up there.
Well, like, it's all about the panel. Like, that's what we were saying there. We asked the players at half time, you know, just keep going, empty the tank, and like, we'll take you off, and we've fresh legs to bring in, you know, and you know, the legs we brought in, like, I have to commend one of them there. Like, Fiona Lochran was supposed to go on holiday on Thursday, and we asked her to change her flight, and there she came in and had a massive impact there, you know what I mean? So them things all, you know, the girls in the panel see that there, you know what I mean? You don't have to mention it, and they're feeding off that and gaining off it. So there's a tight bond. I hope it sticks to them. I hope I have as many headaches as I can picking a team the next day, because as a manager and a management team, that's what you want. You want headaches. You want everybody with their hand in the air, and then look, if it goes wrong, well then, you know, it's our fault.
Well, congratulations to you. You're in the final, and we'll talk to you in a few weeks. Okay. Thanks indeed, PJ O'Hare there. Wrapping up our coverage then here. So it is Armagh and Laois who are joining Offaly and Kerry on All-Ireland final day on August the 10th. That game, of course, all being played out in Croke Park. Premier Junior final is at 1 o'clock, at 3 o'clock the Inter. And who will be in the senior final? Well, that's a big battle next week, of course, at UPMC and Nolan Park. You can catch the fixtures on the website, but they will be on national broadcaster RTE next Saturday afternoon, when, of course, you see Cork and Waterford go toe-to-toe, and you have Tipperary and Galway. So 4 teams in Croke Park. We have to whittle it down to 6. Let's see how that all works out next weekend. But congratulations to Laois and Armagh. Credit to Wicklow and Roscommon. It wasn't their day, but they did give it all. Thanks to Ian Cooney and for all my contributors throughout the afternoon here, trying to give us a little bit of colour ahead of this game. And especially thanks to Luke for all the great work he did in the background. That could be it with Entry and streaming for this year with Camogie. But hopefully you have enjoyed our coverage. It's over to the national broadcaster now for the remainder. Maybe we might get a replay in there. Who says we won't, judging by the 2 teams that came out of action here today. But thanks everybody, and Luke again. My name has been Killian Whelan. Good evening to you.